At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.
Like and share to change a life.
Have you ever felt like you set out to do something good, and you set out to become something good, and you set out to build something meaningful? And the moment that you began moving in the direction of that thing, it seems like the universe riles up and comes against you. Today, we're talking about spiritual attacks. Now again, at Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we don't teach you what to believe. We don't teach you what's true. We don't teach you what's real. For every person is on their own individual spiritual journey. Our mission at Multi-Gen Mindset is to teach you the doctrines of the religions of the world. Our mission at Multi-Gen Mindset Institute is simply to teach you the doctrines of the religions of the world and let God and the Holy Spirit lead you to your own truths. Today, we're talking about spiritual attacks. We're talking about the supernatural. We're not simply talking about resistance of the universe in the form of what currently is as a reality in your life. There's multiple resistances that you will have to overcome and that will meet you at your place of change, at your place of betterment, at your place of becoming better and choosing better. At that intersection of life, you will inevitably be met with resistance. Today, we're discussing forms of resistance. Now, there is the resistance of current reality. That means that the way that your life is right now is set in stone as far as reality. And you can alter and change that reality by changing the inward place that you are. By changing the inward, you can affect the outward. However, this kind of resistance, the spiritual resistance, is what rises up against you when you decide to become the best version of yourself. It's when you take the attacks of the devil or demons or spirits or whatever it is that you may subscribe to. When you take those attacks personally, that's when you lose your strength. Demonic attacks and spiritual attacks don't come out after you forthright. And certainly there are the stories of somebody being attacked in their sleep. There's many stories of people being attacked in their sleep by demonic presences, by spirits. There's haunted houses. There's all these kinds of stories. But most often we don't see the demonic attacks when they come, because they come in the form of personal attacks by individuals that are in our lives. You always can tell when it's a demon that's driving somebody to attack you from the nature in which they're attacking you. It's interesting to me that in certain stages of my life, there have been individuals that I either was friends with, in a relationship with, or did business with, that when I made a certain decision, they came at me to destroy me with all of their force. And the moment that I took that as personal attacks, the moment that I took that as personal attacks on me, the moment that I took that as there's something wrong with me, the moment that I received those attacks as if God wasn't protecting me, was the moment that I lost my power. Because when you look at something with the wrong perspective, you don't have the power to convert it. When you take an attack personally, that's when you make it intimate and you lose the power to overlook it. There is the version of Jesus on the cross looking down on his persecutors, saying, "Forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do." Those men were driven, do you understand? Those men were driven by demonic forces to persecute and murder Jesus. They thought they were carrying out the plan of Satan. They thought they were killing the Son of God. They didn't know that what they were doing to him was empowering him to ascend into the high place. If they had known what they were doing by hanging Jesus on the cross, they wouldn't have done it. And that's how God overcomes and makes you victorious. Because when the devil comes and he attacks, and the spiritual attacks come, and the persecutions come, and the people come blaming you for things and accusing things on you that didn't happen, and you can tell that it's a demonic attack. What you have to understand is that the power that you'll build in overcoming that resistance and overcoming those attacks is the power that you need to become the version of yourself that you were trying to become. Everywhere in the New Testament and in the Bible and in ancient scriptures and text, we see there almost being this harmonious work of evil and light. There seems to be this harmonious work between God and the devil. In the narrative of the Bible, we never see a situation, ever, where the devil gets away with anything. We never see a situation where Jesus was interacting with a demon and gave it instruction and it didn't obey. Matter of fact, in the story of Job, and that Satan was called the accuser, the accusational one, right? So isn't it interesting that most of the time when we're spiritually attacked, especially in the public realm, it comes in the form of accusations that aren't true. Now, I'm speaking this to you right now because I'm going through a particular situation where a particular group of people are persecuting me online and accusing me of things that never happened. And when I first started dealing with a situation, I took it incredibly personal. I felt personally attacked. I felt that God wasn't protecting me. I felt beat up. I felt abused. I felt like it wasn't fair. I felt like justice was not reigning. I felt like that people were getting away with things that weren't right. It wasn't until I changed my perspective that I got the strength to find peace in the midst of the turmoil. It was when I realized the bigger picture. It was when I realized that I had made a decision to become a certain kind of person. I wanted to accomplish certain things. I wanted to build certain institutes. And when I made those declarations into the universe that I am becoming, then I gained the attention of the enemy. I gained the attention. See, Satan doesn't mess with you when you're not a threat. When you're doing drugs and you're drinking and you're not serving God and you're not paying your tithes and you're not going after Christ and you're not trying to change the world and you're not trying to be a better person, Satan leaves you alone. Everything goes smooth. You have very little drama. You get to go to the bars and have fun and do all of this stuff and barely ever any conflict. But it's when you say, I'm a man of God, I'm going to change this earth, I'm going to write 100 books, I'm going to build an institute, I'm going to build 5 institutes, I'm going to have an amazing wife, an amazing family, and have 50 kids, I'm going to change the face of this earth. That's when you gain the attention of the aggressor and the accuser, the evil one. There is forces in this universe and in this particular world that are fighting for control. And when you put yourself on the battlefield, you better understand you're going to get attacked. And it's when you take those attacks personally that it weakens you. When you understand that you are on a battlefield of earth and you set an intention to change the scope of humanity, and you set big targets and you set big goals, then the eyes of the enemy are now on you. And attacks will come. People will blame you for things. You'll be accused of things you didn't do and accused of being somebody you're not. People will come out of the woodwork to accuse you of things and publicly ridicule you. And you have to understand, those are demonically influenced people. It's not them that are doing it. And that's why Jesus said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. When you're persecuted, when you're attacked, when you're dragged under the bus, when you're called things that are horrible, when people are persecuting you online and attacking you and ridiculing you, understand those are demonic forces that are controlling and influencing people who have an open door to the devil that they haven't closed. You are protected by the Holy Spirit. You are protected by angels. And there's only so close that those demons can come to you, and they fight you from afar. They fight you from the other hilltop. They fight you with darts and arrows that seek to weaken your morale, that seek to weaken your grit, that seem to weaken your force of nature. But you are the force of nature, and you have divinity on your side, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. No plan will work against you will prosper. You will be the top and not the bottom, and this thing that is coming against you now will not overwhelm you, and you will be victorious.
Like and share to change a life.
At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.